It's time for Bingo is Life. The podcast, episode 973.
Close enough.
Close enough. I'm still Jay Zare, joined by the ever cheerful Howdy Show brothers, Chris and Mike.
Very cheerful.
Over here we have the one, the only, Dan Easley.
Wholly unsatisfying.
Still close to the top of the list of the hardest working
Close to the
people in
top
show
of the
business.
list.
My dear friend Mum Shackles.
I've stopped working at this point, and I'm just in a full out freak out.
We have a great.
It's
We
fun.
have,
It's a good time.
we have a great guest in the silent Dave and Aaron. I saw the actual Dave and Aaron. I guess they were like looking
They
down
were
the back
really
of my
here.
head.
I know.
I was like,
Down
did you
the
guys
back
want to
of my-
stop and say hi? And they were like, no. We're
No, I mean-
silent.
Silent.
Dave won
Partners.
tonight.
Yeah,
That's right.
What did he
Dave
win?
won.
He won bingo.
He
won a
won
pizza.
Pins of Destiny.
Pins of Destiny.
How was bingo tonight?
It was fun.
It was very good.
It was our last one for a couple weeks.
For the
my
year, if you think of it that way.
2024 in the books.
That's
That's
right.
right. It's done.
in the
And
can.
next year is year number 8
Oh.
of
That's
doing
right.
bingo. Isn't
Year
that
number
crazy?
8.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy. And then it'll be year number 3 doing this very podcast.
Oh my
Wow.
God!
Year, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will be
I must
year
have
number
started
3.
when I was 17.
How often
Yeah,
does a corpse flower bloom?
Holy cow. That got dark
Is
fast.
that
Sorry, I guess that's unrelated.
is that is that what we're comparing this to? Nice.
The last time I saw one bloom was like 2016
Okay.
or 15.
Yeah. It's all
All right,
sort of
that's cool.
I
blur.
remember when the corpse
Hey, can I get a plug in here? I'm going to be
Yeah.
performing
Sure.
Friday night at
Yes,
Square
planning
Theater.
to come see you.
You are.
Yay.
Yeah.
I get 7 entire minutes all to
Yeah.
myself
What?
on the stage.
Wow.
If we cheer really loud, will they give you 8?
I don't know.
Hey.
7 minutes in heaven
7
with Jay.
minutes.
This Friday.
Mom Shackles
Friday.
will have the flashlight.
I will have the
She'll be
flashlight.
blinding me with the laser
Oh,
pointer if I go past.
Is that
Always
how?
a
Is
good
that how you
idea.
know?
No, it's always a good
if
idea.
if you listen to it. I mean,
Take a flashlight into the 7 minutes in heaven, just in
Okay.
case somebody drops a contact.
it's stand-up
Okay.
stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy at
Yes.
Court Square Theater. It's the last FWAF show of the year.
Yes.
Waff.
Which stands
They-
for Funny Womax and Friends. And
Is that what it
Jay
stands
is One
for?
of the friends.
It stands alone. Fwaff.
Waff.
Okay, I'm done.
So yeah, that's Friday night
Friday
at
night.
7:30 at Court Square Theater.
Who
You
else
can
is
get
gonna be
tickets at
Everybody.
Kyle
courtsquaretheater.org.
Remnant, Lightning Lucas,
Travis Valle.
Travis Valle.
Oh, yes.
There's a really tall guy named Sam who's like 6'11".
Tall Sam.
That's tall.
No, he's not 6'11".
Dawn and Chris Womack.
Don and Chris, yeah.
Dennis Lee.
Dennis Lee.
Margie Clement. There might be more. I'm just trying
There's
to.
a woman I don't
and
know.
others.
I don't know.
I had to stare into the middle distance
Joan
and
Rivers.
recall the
The
poster.
ghost of Joan
And
Rivers.
more.
And
And more.
more.
The Womacs were at the cigar club.
Yeah, we did the cigar club.
That sounds like something the Womax would be at.
Yeah, but it's not actual cigars.
Well,
It's
no,
an acronym.
that's the thing. I had no idea.
Right.
And it was Frank was here a couple episodes ago, and he mentioned it. But cigar stands for come in, get acquainted regularly.
That's right.
Sounds like a bunch of cigar
If there's
smokers.
money to
with
be
their-
made, we'll grow it.
Yeah.
It was really awesome.
It
They
was
invited
cool.
us to do bingo there, and we had a blast. And it was in the loft, and and the food was amazing, and the company was sweet.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And I have another plug, but I can wait till the end if you want. Spread it out a little bit.
Ooh.
Bring
Why don't we
it.
do
Come
that?
on.
Okay.
Load it,
All right. Well, I'll plug it
fun
twice
in.
then. Saturday, I'm performing ish.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do a performance art special appearance cameo. The Hot Mamas are doing a collab show for the solstice. Woo, the days are gonna get longer.
thank God.
Finally,
It's about time.
Seasonal depression, eat it. Anyway, so the
Her
Hot
harmony's
Mamas.
going to be fine.
The Hot Mamas are going to be performing.
Seasonal.
All of these other awesome people are going to be performing. There's going to be poetry by Lorelei Matthews. There's going to be actual music from like Austin Shiflett, and also Hero and the Muse,
Nice.
aka Silent Dave and Aaron.
Yeah.
This is when they actually make sounds.
Wow.
They're called Hero and the Muse.
And
they're
that's
gonna-
happening this Saturday.
this Saturday at
in Stanton.
like 7:00 or something. I don't.
Perfect.
I just don't know what time
Where
it
in
starts.
Stanton?
The Soul Art Center.
Oh, Soul Art. Yeah,
It's a
okay.
really hip little
Yep.
basement on Byers Street next to the wharf-ish. And it's just a cute little basement, and
Yes.
it's got rugs everywhere.
The
It's very
wharf-ish.
bohemian. Yeah. Yeah, wharf-ish.
It's
Yeah.
You know, very peaceful.
very cool.
Yeah, so, and I'll be Hagrietta-ing.
Oh, okay.
Just
good.
cameoing as Hagrietta. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
just going to get in character and hand out things from my hag bag.
Ah.
So if you
That will
want
be a blast.
things I found at my house,
All right,
love
good. Is that where you get the things for the hag bag?
Little like rinds of bread.
I have some of those. Yeah, I've got
cat hair balls.
seashells. I have a dreadlock that I made for a troll. That's a gnome.
Probably a gnome. Probably a gnome.
Probably a
Trolls are
gnome.
quite large.
Yeah, not a troll. Then
Unless
a gnome.
they're the kind that live under bridges.
Yeah, it's a piece
Unless
that
it's a really big bridge. Their trolls grow as large as the bridge
the
will allow them.
trolls
Like
at
goldfish.
the San Francisco Bay Bridge
You can
are
cut all this
very
out, right?
dangerous. Yes. We have a guest, but we also have probably a good opportunity for another unexpected notion
Oh,
from
yeah.
Dan Easley.
Cut out. That was solid gold, man. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. I'm Dan Easley.
All right, yeah.
Rama
okay.
Lama Ding Dong.
Yeah, right.
That was another unexpected
The
notion from Dan
Krishna
Easley.
Consciousness Anti-Defamation League is on the phone.
And they want to speak to everyone.
We've got a guest. He's fallen asleep.
Yay!
Just
Poor-
wondering what the hell he got into.
Poor patient man. So I met Steve. He was directing some shows at Court Square, where I work, and I had no idea that he contained so many multitudes. This man has lived all sorts of lives. He is butting his head against the microphone.
I'm mesmerized by Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Rama Lama
yeah.
Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Jay also knows Steve from theater and other aspects, and so yeah, I feel like we can just start talking and see what happens. But this is Steve Winegard.
Hey, welcome aboard, Steve.
It's nice.
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
I was saying last week, I think I met you at the Oyster Roast in 1847.
Ah,
It's possible.
In Kieseltown?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
At Clyde.
There might have been like homemade wine or involved and oysters.
And lots of oysters.
is this a Kieseltown thing they used to do?
They might still
They
do
still
it.
do it?
Every October.
Yeah.
Okay, October.
Yeah.
Oyster Fest.
Yeah. Well,
Something like that.
it's a
Daniel Heisey.
Clyde.
Yeah, and the younger generation would know
Oh,
Daniel. He works at Tuning Fork now.
Oh, okay,
Oh, he
yeah,
does.
right.
Good for him.
What is
Yeah.
tuning for?
Oh, it's a really good music store that nobody knows about, right down there on the Court Square.
Do they have a luthier?
Yes. Well, what's a they do repair.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Daniel is moving into. He's made several guitars out of
I
wood.
just need one of my
Then-
keys replaced.
On a guitar. Oh, they can do that easy.
Yeah, Daniel has made some
And they're
really
cheap.
beautiful pieces.
Well,
You should go to
glad I
tuning
came
fork.
tonight. I learned something.
You just learned there's one thing. We're going to start keeping a tally
All right.
right now.
Tell us about your. Let's start at the beginning. Well, not the beginning, but tell us about your stunt career in Hollywood.
One of the stupidest times.
Stupid. It's exciting.
Hold
right?
on, you were a stuntman in Hollywood?
Yeah.
So he was-
It's hard to believe.
It's okay. He'll beep it. How do you? He beep it all the time. He
Keep
just
the
did it
peace.
again. How did? All right. Well, first of all, how did you get that? How did you get into that situation?
I lied. I'm serious.
the true Hollywood way.
I had gotten onto a movie as a extra,
Okay.
and when I got there, it was a prison scene,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
somehow I found myself inside a barracks. And so at the end of the day that I was supposed to have been there, the assistant director came up and said, I don't know what the hell you did, but now we got to keep you for a week because you're at every shot that comes out
Oh,
Continuity.
in
that's
the
outstanding.
background. And in the meantime, was watching the stunt people, and I told them I had played sports. I was trying anything to get their attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's in this prison, there was a lot of stunts going on, and so they had a lot of guys coming in from all over the country.
Yeah.
But they ran out, and there's a
Is that a good sign?
yeah.
We're running low on stunt guys.
Pile over in it, yeah.
I was a couple of times. I was that guy. Sirens. They have an act called the Taft-Hartley Act.
Oh.
In order to,
Is that an is that a union
yeah.
related?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, if
During the Eisenhower administration.
where do you come up with this?
No.
I remember the Eisenhower.
The number of strikes, the number of union strikes we had in this country went up every single year until the passage of the Taft-Hartley Act, including during World War II, when everybody's in their patriotic fervor, was still workers of the U.S. managed to strike for their human rights and dignity.
I was involved with it, and I don't know as much about it.
This moment has been brought to you by wearable technology. That's right. Dan just got an implant, and he is reading Wikipedia in his mind aloud to us as we speak. Back to the show.
I used to read books.
What's a book?
I can't remember. I just know I used to read them. So yeah,
You're in the prison.
it's a film prison.
It's
Hollywood
hard. It's
prison.
hard to work a union movie if you're not in the union.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Right.
hard. It's hard to get into a movie if you're not in the union.
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22. They couldn't get enough stunt people within 24 hours for some things coming up the next day. So they were able to Taft-Hartley me in,
Ah, cool. Yeah.
and all of a sudden I became.
A scab.
But I was considered a stuntman, so I was getting a paycheck,
right.
and I was scabbing the hell out of them. And then I proceeded to screw up the first one I ever did.
What was the stunt?
I was supposed to run across a compound,
Okay.
run up a fence. They had placed 6 or 7 charges on a shot,
Like squibs?
Squibs.
What they call them? Squibs?
Great word.
Yeah.
which meant a guy had spent hours
Yeah.
sandpapering a shirt
Yeah.
in little squares, and then putting in a
Oh,
little
man.
metal backing,
Yeah.
and then setting in a charge, which is a
Yeah.
blasting cap, for God's sake.
It's a wearable plastic.
Yeah, it's great. The film industry was the largest single purchaser of prophylactics because that's what they use for the blood pressure.
Right.
Second to the Mennonite Church.
I can't top it. I quit. Good night. It's been fun.
Jay will be appearing on,
On the Court Square Theater stage on
Go ahead.
Friday.
They had wires running from offset, off camera, up my leg.
Yeah, right.
And when I ran and went up the fence, this guy was going to run a wire across the board and set the charges off. I get shot. I fall back. I heard the shots. I swear I heard the shots.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I hit the ground that all the shots went off. And
Wow.
That didn't go.
So it's some sort of JFK miracle bullet. Right.
Well, does everybody? Is it like rodeo? Does everybody always get hurt, or is it less frequent than that?
It's less frequent than people would expect because you really want to be careful, because if you get hurt and you can't work, somebody will take your place.
Yeah, right.
And I cried on sets before because it hurt so bad.
Right.
I didn't want them to know.
What would you consider like one of your more dangerous stunts? What?
High falls air rams
Oh,
are dangerous.
Yeah?
To a degree.
okay. So an air ram.
Air ram is when you see explosions and guys fly out of it,
Yeah.
it's a hydraulic plate, about 2 by 2, 2 by
Okay.
3.
Oh my gosh, this is some like Wile E. Coyote stuff.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Oh, man.
this is right out of Acme. boy.
Yeah.
So it can be set that when you step on it, it charges.
Yeah.
You can have it hand charged or somebody off camera can. But if you don't hit it right, it'll break your leg.
Yeah, right. Right.
I've gone 10, 12 feet up, 20 feet out before.
Oh, my Lord.
And then the guy ran over my head.
That's a true story, right?
That is a true story. If you want to see a bad movie,
Okay, good. Yeah.
go to Unmasking the Idol.
Unmasking the Idol. Okay.
It just got re-released on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Well, they
but-
committed it to Blu-ray. That says something
Yeah.
right
High
there.
That's the good
resolution
kind of-
badness.
good kind of disc.
It's it's a bad movie,
Okay.
but the pay was really good.
Do you get any residuals for this?
No, not for that. I still get residuals for North South the miniseries.
Do you really?
Yes,
Whoa.
last year I got $1.57.
Nice.
ABC sent me a check for $1.57.
Oh, amazing.
Do you ever work with Roger Corman? Any of that crew?
No.
Yeah.
No, I was.
They're probably too cheap for good stuntmen.
Oh, I did some cheap stuff. You agree to do things that you really shouldn't do, especially if you're trying to get a foothold in and stay. And
Right.
I found myself hurt a lot.
Oh, man. Now, do they provide any sort of insurance or any sort of... No. Just like, good luck out there.
Workman's comp,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then you lie to insurance agencies until
Yeah.
they find out what you do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a grocer.
I stock shelves.
Yeah, why both your arms in a can?
I slipped
tripped
on
on
a
a
banana
cabbage.
peel.
Yeah.
So, our mother, when North and South came out, our whole family watched it. We watched the miniseries.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And my mom loved the character. It was a lady who said George. When that was
George.
I know what side she was on.
I'm just
The lady. not
Yeah. But it was. I mean, I can remember. Mom loved that show. I
She
did
also
too.
had that one scene that she would pause all the time. She's like, "Look at this guy. He's a stuntman,
yeah.
but man, he's doing a really
Yeah.
good
Wait.
job."
So what was your role in North and South?
Do you remember? Did they have? There were two. There was a book 2,
Okay.
The War
Oh, yeah.
Years.
Yep.
And at the Battle of Bull Run, which is in about the first 20 minutes or so, maybe, the people from D.C. were picnicking and
Yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
Well, a guy comes riding up, yelling, and I had about a football field ride. It was fun because this horse was hauling butt,
Wow.
and I just had to ride up, and I was telling him that all hell had broken loose, and it got me my SAG card. So
Yeah. So, you got to have a line, right? In
Yeah.
order to get the
Yeah.
SAG card.
3.
3?
Three.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. That's so cool.
That's very cool.
It
So
was
I'm
a
gonna
time.
watch that again just to see you.
Yeah.
That's
You won't
fantastic.
recognize this. Again, think about how long ago that was.
Jay, you were in a Civil War
you
film
did a
as
Civil
well.
War film, too.
I was in Gods and Generals.
That's right.
Can we see your face in guys?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
But no lines.
No, I was an extra. It was the union issue there too. They didn't have enough union actors with real beards.
Yeah.
And
Call the Mennonites.
the portions. I think I'm correct on this. The portions of it they shot in Virginia were non-union, but they did some scenes in Martinsburg and Charlestown and West Virginia, and West Virginia was union.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, it was like we had a whole different setup. You know, the union spread and then.
Oh yeah.
You know, the
There's always
union
the one.
versus
There's always the one guy who's
South.
like, "We're in golden time. You know, 7 boy, break it down. Write it down in your car. We've been exposed to smoke. Mark it down." I mean, these guys are like really into it.
Oh,
Where's my motivation?
No. It's the rules. Like if you're an extra and you get, I guess there was like some rule if you got exposed to, get hazard pay or.
Oh yeah, it's anymore. It's.
Yeah.
I know when I started, they didn't care. You all right?
Walk it off.
Get up. We got to do it again.
Yeah, right.
But they,
Harder this time.
I guess it's like that in any union thing. They have a very specified jobs. You're not allowed to. If you're on the one union, you're not allowed to pick up the thing from the other union.
I was walking across the set of the compound one day, and I'm new, and these guys are pulling these huge cables. So I grabbed hold of one, and I'm helping them. I thought all of them were going to beat me up. All of them just stopped looking at me like, what
are you doing?
Yeah. I will kill you.
All right, cable guy.
But you transitioned into the actual acting then, right? What
You don't want to do that stunt thing, but so long. It's really because of ABC when I got hooked up with North South, because that put me over to General Hospital for a short bit. But I threatened Jack Wagner, and that didn't last. That kind of put a
General Hospital being the soap opera, the daytime soap opera. Yeah.
God, that sucked.
Yeah, I bet.
Soap opera.
I tried watching it once.
I tried working on it. That's a long, sucky day.
They would churn those things out. They would do like every single day. They would do.
Oh, you're up at 5 for read through. Then you go back, throw something down, go to makeup, or well, actually before that you go to blocking, and then you go back, eat a little something, get your makeup done, and come back out, and then shoot 30 seconds, go back and start it all over.
And did you have a part on there? Were you like an
Yeah, I was a sleazy cab driver.
Good.
Nice.
I'm so proud of that.
Was this during the Luke and Laura years?
Right after the Luke and
I just read it in a book. I never watched it.
we
You want to borrow one of my books, man?
he knows a lot. He has the Britannica. You know what that is? Remember the Britannica? Encyclopedia?
He's downloaded that app too.
They took us to Charleston to shoot some of that
Oh, is it right?
at the time, and I was waiting for my call to drive around the corner in my cab and pick someone up. I'm standing on the street, and this short, stocky black guy walks up and goes, "Can you give me a ride downtown?" I said, "I'm not really a cabbie." He looked at me like, "Yeah, right. You don't want to take the black guy."
Oh, no.
I said, "No, really, sir, I'm not." I said, "This is a television show." He said, "Oh, what is it?" I said, "General Hospital." He said, "Oh, give me your autograph." I said, "No, your autograph." You ever seen this face?
It's a documentary called Racist Cab Driver.
When he walked off, the assistant director said, "Don't you know who that was?" And it was Alex Haley, the guy that wrote Roots.
No.
Yeah, I chased him down to get his autograph.
Where do you want to go? I'll give you a ride.
Missed my cue, got in trouble. As if Jack Wagner wasn't bad enough.
All right, what's the Jack Wagner story? What?
Do y'all know who he is?
I don't know who he is.
He's a famous.
He was
guy.
He was big in the soaps back then.
Right. Right.
He was just a little pretty boy.
I see.
And he said something to a girl I didn't like, and I said something to him, and he said something back, and I said a lot more. And
Some things were said. Okay.
yeah, things were said. And that, Your Honor.
And that's when the ruckus began.
And the next day, the cab driver got killed in a
Fell down an elevator.
You're never going to work in this town again, see?
Speaking of working in this town, Steve also has one of the other facets of his life has worked in the downtown Harrisonburg area, including a space that you all have talked about on your trivia of Harrisonburg episodes, the Elbow Room.
Oh my God!
This man has some wild stories.
Did you work there with Aaron Cross?
Oh, way before Aaron.
Way before Aaron.
Did you?
I was there in 70, 71.
Wow. Did you say,
That was before.
maybe you know the answer to this. John Prine
Yeah.
was in town.
Yes.
What do you know about that?
He came down and played for a little. Bonnie Rait did the same thing. She played there after a concert. But John Prine came in, the Gatlin Brothers. Did you ever hear of a group called Thunder? Oh my God, now I forgot.
Fabulous Thunderbirds?
Yeah, but that's not who I'm thinking.
No.
Oh my God. All of a sudden I've lost it. 1-2 bitty bowls.
Of cereal.
Bowls of cereal.
We are fibered up.
Love my
Captain Crunch.
Captain
Yep.
Crunch.
And crackling.
Were you
Oat
there when
Bran. They
Stevie
go
Ray
really well.
Vaughan played?
So,
No, I don't remember Stevie.
okay, so you can confirm though. You saw John Prine there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there it is.
Ta-dum.
We had talked
he
about it
lived
before.
in town briefly.
Yeah.
He was having some kind of trauma, and he came to. It was at the Shank Apartments, supposedly.
He wasn't. He came in late. It wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't there to perform.
Right. Actually, that's the way I heard the story too.
Yeah.
Was that he just happened to come in later, and everybody's like,
You know who that is?
Okay.
Most people didn't.
yeah, right.
The Circle album, Will the Circle Be Unbroken?
Yeah, that's a nitty gritty
Nitty Gritty Dirt
band.
Band.
With a bunch of,
He had
bunch
been
of
on
folks.
that. He had been touring with that whole group.
Okay, yeah.
They
A
had-
giant ensemble. Tons
Oh,
of
my
people
God.
from the bluegrass world. And
Doc
traditional
Watson,
world. Yeah.
everybody was there, and they had all played at a place called Watermelon Park in Warrenton, and it was set on a hillside overlooking a little pond. They had the stage out on the pond, and all of them were there. It was great.
No, that's cool.
John Prine, trying to think of the others. Doc Watson, anybody that was bluegrass,
Right,
particularly.
I think the Mother Maybelle and the
Mother Maybelle
Carter
Park.
family was on that album.
Oh yeah,
Sitting on
Johnny-
Top of the World, Jimmy. I can't think of the name.
Now, while at the Elbow Room, did you see Bonnie Rait as well? Or was
yes.
that just, you
She
did?
came and played after the band that was playing at the Elbow Room that night was called Catfish Hodge, and they
Okay.
used to open for her
Okay.
years before. So she came down to see
To
them
see them. Okay. it makes
with her
sense.
bottle. She's about the same size as a bottle of Jack Black, and drink us all under the table.
Wow. Go Bonnie.
And she was hot. I've been a Bonnie Rait fan since then.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's cool.
Bobby Driver was doing some presentation on the Elbow Room, and it was like nobody could remember. It was everybody's favorite place, but nobody could remember anything that happened.
One
It
thing I
probably had
remember,
something to
the
do with
fights.
Bonnie Rait's bottle.
Oh my God! You walk in there in the morning, whatever shift you had, and your feet got wet.
Is it just standing water? Beer? Probably
God
juices.
knows.
There used to be these really cool T-shirts that had all the bands listed on the back that had played there, and I would be nice to have one of those.
I've still got a Dixie Road Duck
Dixie
T-shirt.
Road Dogs.
Jade Nedry. And
What was your job? Were you the bouncer?
I was the manager.
Oh, you were the manager.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was a night manager.
Holy
Roger,
smokes!
Roger Canavet had just taken it over. A super guy. Remember the fish tank?
No,
Remember the Elbow Room?
I remember the Elbow Room.
There was a 250-gallon fish tank behind the bar.
cool.
We used to have these big fish.
Big donkey?
Big darn fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'd eat the little ones all the time.
Where do the little ones keep going? Why do we have less fish?
I remember a guy standing, he was there every night, stood at the bar and grinned, never moved and just drank. I think it was 75 cents for a glass.
Yeah.
He told me, he said he spent $240 a month in there
Just smiling.
on average. I bet he's still smiling. He's picking.
What was the mix of college versus local people in that?
At that time, it was just starting to change that the college kids were, because I was one of them,
Yeah.
that they were starting to come in there. But there was still a lot of out Stanton, because you fought people from everywhere.
That was the thing that I was going to say. Is I've been hanging out with Steve because he just did a show at the theater, and every time we look at a corner or a piece of sidewalk, he's like, "Yeah, I got in a fight there. Got in a fight there.
I beat up Jack Wagner there. I beat up Jack Wagner there.
I got my butt whipped here. I got my butt whipped here.
Because downtown Harrisonburg was a totally different vibe in that time.
Do you know Steve Showalter?
Steve,
You got in a fight with him.
it's not ringing a bell at the
Steve
moment.
ran Massanutten Ski Area for years.
Okay.
But he was in there one night, and he loves to tell a story that it was packed. The place was packed. It was small,
Yeah, right.
and we had a signal that if you raised your hand, you might be in trouble, so come help.
Oh, okay.
So I'm behind the bar, and it's up on a little platform, and I'm looking down into this crowd, and it's just elbow room.
Yeah.
And
Elbow room.
Roger,
Now I get
I get it.
Roger goes like this. So I stand up, and all of a sudden this guy picks up a chair. I don't know how the hell he got it up out of there
Right,
because
right.
of the crowd. I, for some reason, jumped off the bar.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, never do that. They caught me in midair because they didn't know who I was coming to help.
Oh, right, right.
So everybody beat me up.
Oh, good.
And
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, that was the origin of crowd surfing.
That's
But
where it all
Steve,
began.
when they looked up, I had a steakums on my face. 'Cause that's all we had. Yeah, really. I wasn't going to leave, but they had driven me into the table, and it hurt.
Wow.
They had some really tough bars back in the day. Eddie's Broken Spoke.
Broken Spoke.
and,
And what was the other one around the corner? Near George's. There was one in there, Cowboy Bar, too. And,
yeah, well, Eddie's Broken Spoke was in the same block as George's. And,
Okay, then there was one down from the elbow.
Yeah.
There used to be two of them.
Yeah.
They both had bulls,
Mechanical bulls?
Wow.
Mechanical bulls?
mechanical bulls.
Oh well, yeah. It was in what was that place called? It was where midway downtown is. It's Clementine now.
We're under
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It used to be a mechanic. Yeah, Clementine. They used to have a mechanical bull in it.
yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Have y'all ridden one of those? Those things
No.
are tough, man.
Yeah, no, thanks.
You can't hang on very long.
But if you're looking for one and you're local, you can go to Bottles in Waynesboro. Not sure if they're running it, but they have one.
So what's on the agenda for the directing? You just closed 12 Angry Jurors.
Mm-hmm. That was
jurors.
fun. I just like that whole program with Act One.
Right. Is there one coming up? Another one?
They didn't say whether.
We don't know
since
what we're
there was
doing.
kind of a
We don't
change.
know.
Oh yeah, she'll know that.
I have no idea. No,
I have no idea.
We're figuring it out.
Last year they told us that they were going to do one this year. I really enjoy that because of the people that were brought in.
You did the Larry Shue show, Foreigner. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to do a show for Waynesboro but I got to take a little break.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Steve also skis.
It's amazing you have so much hair left, considering you're a
Only
director.
from here back. I said to Dan earlier, I look
It's
like a
for-
hippie monk.
No, it's for aerodynamics. It's for aerodynamics.
I'm fast.
Yeah, Steve also skis, and it's skiing season, so you
And
know.
I just fly down.
Okay, so stuntman, bar manager, director, and what, ski instructor as well? Is that what?
I was a ski instructor, but then I became a
Wow.
ski patroller.
Okay, ski
But
patrol.
now I'm just a host because
Okay.
I am too old to pull people out of trees.
He apparently just skis, just cross country skis around on the mountain up there, and just grants wisdom to people that encounter him.
Well, they see an old face, and
Yeah,
he's
sure.
got to know something.
he sure looks fast.
He's aerodynamic.
Plus, I gel it so it's straight.
Yeah, it has a St. Bernard with a thing of whiskey on it.
That would work. I really enjoy the idea of Steve as being a spirit of the mountain slopes.
I am. Man, that's my superpower.
Yeah.
Well,
Mountain spirit.
what fascinating stories you have. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you could tell us these. That's amazing. And we finally confirmed a real person who did see John Prine.
There was somebody
at the
else-
Elbow Room,
there
so
was
that's cool too.
There's somebody else that knew a whole lot about the story who's dead, who just recently died.
Someone's dead.
You'll have
Well,
that.
yeah,
All right.
including John Prine.
If you can get a hold of Roger Canavet
Okay.
or George Blizzard, George, real quick,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
nicest guy in the world. He worked in there. I came in one night, and he came around the corner, and there's this girl beating him to death.
Happens to me a lot.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to fight her off. There's another one trying to get to him, and she has love and hate tattooed on her.
Oh, yeah, love and hate.
Remember
tattoo.
her?
Like
she used
Robert
to be a,
Mitchum from Night of the Hunter.
right.
Yeah,
she used to be a waitress at Jess's. That's the kind of, before he went to the JMU girls, that's what he had for waitress. I'd
like
like
a
a hot
Waffle
dog,
House.
please.
Oh my God!
Swear to God, I'll pay you. But George would know, especially some of the bands from '72 and 01,
Yeah.
because that's when I was leading.
Wow.
Martin's Garage. Remember Martin?
Yeah.
I moved from the Elbow Room to that for a while. Martin Palmer. What?
Was Martin's Garage a garage, or was that a fancy name for something else?
The building next door was a car dealership at one time.
Okay.
This guy Martin Palmer took it over and had 3 restaurants and a bar in it.
The Binnacle.
The Pinnacle,
Yeah.
Martin's Garage, the pub.
The pub, yeah.
Stayed open until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Had 200 and some sandwiches on the menu. People come in drunk after every other bar is closed.
course.
And want a sandwich.
Yeah.
That sounds like Spanky's a little bit, kind of the same.
There was a lot of Spankies going on. But I'll be here all week.
Mike is looking for the button.
Yeah, right there it is.
Kill it.
That's funny.
Thanks,
cool.
guys. It was nice.
Yeah, no,
it was nice
thank
to meet
you.
you.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
Steve's always good for a good story.
After our bedtimes.
And thanks so much to Ruby's Arcade and the Wine Brothers Building in historic downtown Harrisonburg with presenting the entertainment extravaganza with the Brothers Howdy Show that is Bingo is Life every Tuesday at 7:30 in the evening.
But not until the new year.
Yeah, but not until the new year.
Yeah.
So spend
Sensory over.
spend some time with your family in expectation and joy, knowing that in the new year you can spend time with your family at Bingo is Life on Tuesday evenings at 7:30
It all comes back
at Ruby's Arcade. And thanks to Mr. McGillicuddy's Herring Farm. When you need a herring, you need Mr. McGillicuddy.
See you next week, kids.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers Howdy Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.